Hello, welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You. I'm Nikki Limo.
What's up? It's Iceman.
And today I have a topic of interest that might interest you.
Okay.
It is a relationship topic because we get frequently asked relationship questions when we do Ask Us Anything.
Quite frequently.
So I feel like maybe the people would like a relationship topic, and I didn't purposely go seeking a relationship topic. I was actually just reading through Twitter, and someone had retweeted this viral tweet of someone saying that, well, let me just pull up the tweet because it was, okay. She's put, not gonna lie, I think the whole getting married and having separate rooms thing makes so much sense.
I'm fascinated.
Okay. And then she received a bunch of people disagreeing with her, and then a bunch of people that are happily married being like, fuck yeah.
Got it.
And it seems like all the people that disagree with her are not married.
Got it.
Which is so funny. So then, like, you know, all these people are like, oh, just say you want to be single then, blah, blah, blah. And then these other people that are married are like, actually, it works great. So, like, my husband snores, or, like, sometimes you just want a different place to go sleep, maybe someone's sick, or like you guys are in an argument or whatever, or like.
Let me just preface this episode real quick with the fact that me and Nikki sleep in the same bed.
Yes.
But I know, but people will immediately go,
no, I'm gonna.
We're trying to make this argument for ourselves.
I'm going to clarify.
I know, but I'm just saying. I know.
I was gonna talk about that.
I know, but it's just funny how people are. So.
Well, good. Let them.
I agree with you.
Let them not listen to the rest of the episode and just stop here and be like, damn, Nikki and
They
Steve
already
don't.
do. The
What?
people who suppose already suppose.
What?
So, just the people who just paint
Right,
whatever
so
narrative they want.
Whatever. But I thought it was an interesting topic because, well, one, I agree strongly, and I even retweeted this and reframed it for the people in the replies that didn't get it, because it's not about having separate bedrooms because you want to be like you're dating or whatever, and you know you don't want to be married. Actually,
Yeah.
It's about having your separate space. And for us, we have worked from home for almost 10 years now, both of us, and so when we were living separately, like I had my own studio, and it was a 600 square foot place where I didn't have to. Totally. Yeah. But where I didn't have to, like, you know, worry about people, like anyone judging my vocal exercises or, you know.
Which is always funny because I never do.
No, honey, let me prove this point. Like, you're getting so defensive when I'm saying it's a beautiful thing.
No, I know. But I know that you're.
No, that's not where I'm going with it.
I know, but you're always like that about your verbal exercises, and I just want to always emphasize that I don't mind them.
Think you are judging them.
Yeah, but when we used to drive the Shit They Don't Tell You,
yeah, it would just make me laugh in the middle of it.
I know.
So it would ruin my vocal exercises.
But she would preface it with like, I'm about to do this. I know, it's crazy. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm used to it. But yeah, it is funny.
Okay, let me get through this point because I swear to God, I'm not trying to make you look bad.
I don't think you are.
Okay. So I had my own studio, and Steve had, you know, well, he was in a relationship, but then when they broke up, like he had his own apartment.
I was with the love of my life.
Sure. And what happens is you find, we've talked about this before on the show, of like being happy with yourself, like by living alone and like being yourself and figuring out what brings you joy and what you are like alone living before you decide to commit forever with somebody. And I think that it's really important to do when you get together with someone and you end up moving in together, you will find annoyances from like that you didn't, you know,
for sure, that
you didn't experience with them before you moved in together.
Yeah, of
right? Because you like to do things a certain way. You maybe you enjoy the toothpaste cap getting put back on the toothpaste, and then your significant other never puts it back on.
Maybe you love having like 9-foot long black hairs in your fridge.
That's never going to change.
Yeah,
that's a shared space.
Maybe you just fucking love it. Maybe you're like, that's my favorite thing ever.
Who doesn't love that?
Everyone does.
It's a reminder that I'm here, always watching.
And we know.
So the first thing that we did when we moved to a new place was get separate bathrooms. Because that was the number one. He takes incredibly long showers.
That's right.
Sometimes I can't get in there. I'm like, I have to pee so bad. No. And having separate bathrooms has curbed 90% of arguments.
Yep.
And then
I can suck my own dick in peace.
You can suck his own dick in peace.
Yeah.
And I can suck my own dick in peace.
I don't know
And
what
we
that
both
means.
suck our dicks separately in separate places.
Peace
In peace.
is the point.
Is the point.
Peace, not war.
And so then when we moved into a house, when we were going to commit to buying a piece of property, we both had worked from home. And one of the main annoyances with you was that you had to work in the living room in our apartment. Yeah, and so because you had worked in an office, like you had gone to drive to your writing job before.
Yeah.
But then you started working from home, and we had to set up an office space for you in the living room, which was annoying because anytime I went to go to the kitchen or if I wanted to hang out in the living room, like I was in your office.
There's
essentially
not much square feet there.
Yeah, and so you just like.
If
you
you're
don't
in a
mean
verve, it's
yeah.
not about them. If you're in a verve, right, you have like your creative energy flowing, and somebody walking in the room and making noise and fucking bumping into shit with their big ass.
Exactly.
It ruins things.
Big asses ruin everything.
It ruins things.
It ruins everyone's good time.
Exactly.
You ever just have a good time and a big ass shows up?
I mean, look at that big ass in these bicycle shorts. It's offending me.
I'm not showing them.
It's offending me.
I know.
Well, they should have seen it so they could understand my argument, but
you want me to show them?
I guess they won't understand my argument. That's fine. That's up to you.
I don't want to ruin everyone's day. So we definitely decided when we were going to buy a house or a condo that we needed at least 3 bedrooms so that we'd have a bedroom and then 2 separate offices so that we could both have our own creative space. Because I had my creative space. I had an office in our apartment, but you didn't.
And to me, just to emphasize a point that I have made in previous episodes, to me, that's about being a man. Like, you give your chick the comfort, you sacrifice yourself a little bit. Who cares? Nobody fucking cares. Nobody's fucking playing a violin for you.
I mean, that's great.
But that is part of it, in my opinion.
I
People
love
always
that.
ask me that. People
I love
always
that
say, like,
you feel that way.
I do.
But I am with you because I like that about you. But I don't think every man should feel that way.
Well, I think they should.
I think they should just find a woman that feels the same about however they feel.
I think they should.
But anyway, when we moved and got separate offices as well, we don't argue.
No.
And so
We
when
really don't.
I reframed it on Twitter, I retweeted it and reframed it to people. I was like, yo, this is actually correct. Like, this is it.
We don't
because you need your own space. Like, you just do. Like, most people before the pandemic were going to work. You know, you leave the house, you go to work separate places, and then you come back home and spend time together. You don't like spend every waking hour with your spouse. You just don't. First of all, marry your best friend because we love spending time together.
You can't wait.
But like when you're in a creative verve, you do like to have kind of your own space. And do I like to invade that space all the motherfucking time? Absolutely.
You do.
Do I get mad when he invades mine? Absolutely.
Yes, it's not fair.
Absolutely.
She's a hypocrite.
And that's part of being a man.
Absolutely it is. I agree with that.
I come in with my big ass. And he gets all annoyed, but he just has to suck it up.
Today, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, yo, I was stressing out today because I was like bridging funds from multiple blockchains to try to move a transaction to a new coin that I really like. And Nikki literally is like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
That's not true. I galloped around your office.
That's true. You galloped
silently.
No, it wasn't silent.
I was silent. I didn't say anything.
She gallops around my office, and then she stops in the doorway, and then she just picks up her shirt and fucking flashes me.
Let me tell the order of it.
Please.
I galloped around the office, and then when I received a lack of attention, I lingered in the entryway, and I said, I said, what are you doing? And you said, why are you galloping around my office? And I said, because I need attention. And then he went back to what he was doing, and he says, no, you'll never get it.
That's right.
So then I flashed him.
That's correct. Your Honor. That is correct version of events.
Do you feel taken advantage of?
I was, yeah.
You feel
I was. I thought it was petty.
Sexually
I thought it was a petty move.
harassed?
Yeah, I thought it was a petty cheap move. I thought it was a cheap move. Only because you know that here I am killing the game as usual. We're in a bear market. I'm fucking killing the crypto game as usual. Nobody's surprised. I'm fucking pulling multiples. Everyone's saying crypto's dead. I'm pulling multiples still. It's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to be dead in the water. You're supposed to just be a dead fish upside down in the tank.
Okay.
I refuse.
Okay.
I can't stop winning. It's like a fucking curse. I can't stop fucking pulling multiples out of my funds.
It's terrible.
I know.
So
I'm about fucking 8 cents away from my DCI.
As a wife, I'm not supposed to reward that with boobs? I'm not supposed to do that?
No, of course you are.
So I'm not supposed to do that? You're complaining about it.
No, but me in the corners, we just figured out, me and my Crypto Corner crew.
Just want to show some boobs.
No, me and my Crypto Corners, we just figured out how to bridge funds for this new coin that we're getting called Kuji, which like I did a test transaction of like 2 nights ago. And then today I got my full funds available so that I could start to really move this shit. And so I was kind of experimenting with different methods of doing so. But then my wife's like showing me titties and stuff. And it's just fucking annoying. It's just so annoying.
Well, sometimes my titties wish they were Bitcoins. So that they would get paid attention to.
Well, I don't pay attention to Bitcoin. So you got to pick another coin. Maybe Kuji. Maybe
Kuji
Woo.
coins.
Maybe Woo. Thank you. All right.
Woo is close to boob in phonetics.
It is. It sure is. It sure looks like it to me too.
If only, guys. One day we'll get there. So anyway, what I love about our situation, which has only gotten even better because we moved to this house, which has 5 bedrooms. And so one separate room can be the podcast room, whereas before we had to set it up in my office and then we had to take it down. And it was just kind of really.
I did it. She didn't have to worry about it because it's part of being a man.
Because it was just like in my space, And anyway, the having separate office things is amazing because it's not having separate bedrooms per se, but both of our offices had beds in them for guests. And if you wanted to take naps, which I did frequently, I took naps a lot in my office bedroom.
You still do?
I haven't taken a nap in that one.
No, I'm saying you still take naps.
I do take naps.
Yeah.
I nap all over the place.
Yeah.
Been napping on your office floor.
I've
done that before.
I'm aware.
So when this girl tweeted that she thinks it's ideal to have separate bedrooms, I'm like, it's not too far off. I mean, if you do snore a lot.
So do you.
But I am a heavy sleeper, so I can sleep through it. But if I wake up and I can't go back to sleep and you're snoring out, I can just go to my office bedroom.
I always wake up, and
bedroom.
if I see Nikki's not there, it's usually because either A, she's playing poker and I woke up too early, or B, it's because I was probably snoring too much.
That's true. So
but then sometimes, as Nikki knows, I will go downstairs and sleep on the couch because Nikki's snoring such a storm.
I don't think you've ever done that.
Yeah, it's never happened before. I was just testing you.
And why would you go to the couch? There's literally a guest bed.
I wouldn't do it. Joe peed on the couches.
That's true. Why did you choose a pee couch over a guest bed?
I wouldn't ever.
He peed on the guest bed too, but I cleaned
That's
it.
True.
He only hasn't peed on on my office bed because it's a Murphy bed, and I put it back into the wall. He can't do it. He tried.
In the wall.
He tried to vertically pee on it, but he can't do it.
He'll pee on the corner of it.
Baby.
Yeah.
Well, so to reframe it, it's the same thing as having a man cave or a woman cave, where
have your own space.
You have your own space where I don't have a say in it. Like I don't want to tell you how to live in your office. I think your office is a disgusting mess all the time, but I'm really glad that it's separate from all the rest of the house because the rest of the house is beautiful.
But can we be real?
And your bathroom and office are the most disgusting places in the house.
Can we be real for a second?
Yes.
It's so sad to hear like this narrative from you because you're so fucking jealous of my light up palm tree.
That's true. I am jealous of the palm tree.
And you just can't handle it. And so like, it's just sad to hear this coming through as a petty attack. Because I see right through it. I know what this is, but like, the viewer doesn't know. The viewer doesn't know what you're getting at. I have an office light up palm tree. He doesn't have that. It's 7 foot tall. It's beautiful. It lights up.
What's funny is I had that in my Amazon cart.
And you know what?
6 months before you.
I didn't know that. I found it on Etsy first, and I actually ended up buying it on Amazon because I found it cheaper.
Yeah. I literally had it in the save for later part. And when we first moved here, I was like, we don't need a light up palm tree yet, but one day I'll want this again.
Dude, I was on Etsy buying a crypto clock.
Yeah.
And because LEDs are involved heavily in the clocks that they make, the palm tree thing was like in the recommends.
Well, probably because I looked at it before and we share an account.
No, Etsy, no, we don't.
Oh, Etsy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's why it was crazy. Because you actually mentioned, you're like, when I got it, you were like, I can't believe it because I was looking at this. And I'm like,
well, I thought for a second, did I accidentally put it in the cart and then it got purchased? Because like, that's wild that we both did that. But yeah, you have so I do like your palm tree.
Yeah, you're so jealous. So she's hating on my office, but it's really
but
just
it balances out because
it.
it's always covered with trash, like and dirty laundry.
No, that's not
so
true.
it's like you don't even respect your palm tree.
That's not true. None of it's
You
dirty
don't
laundry.
even respect it. You don't deserve it.
No, there's not one piece of dirty laundry in my whole office, actually. It's all clean. So fuck you.
Why is it all over the place?
It's all over the place in the system.
Because you want Joe to pee on it.
He doesn't go in my office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about your desk that's filled with trash?
It's not. I actually really emptied it out.
You
should actually sit behind it right now.
Okay, so the 1 hour of the entire year that it's not covered in trash is right now?
No, it was after post ants attack. I had to do a lot of shit.
Okay,
a lot of ants in our house, and I had to take care of a lot of things that I wasn't planning on taking care of.
Well, my point being is, how much do you agree with this? And
I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and why?
Because you have to be an individual in a marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, retain your sense of individuality.
Yeah, you have to have a sense of self. Otherwise, you just lean on your partner too much. And
you might start subconsciously resenting.
You will.
them.
I've said this for years, right? Like, to me, and you can't see me visually, but I wish you could. Maybe some people can, but I look good, by the way.
I mean, people on the YouTubes can see you.
No, I know, but some people can't, right?
Okay.
So I'm putting my hands up like a pyramid right now.
Uh-huh.
But like to me, this is a successful relationship. Is two people who are independently strong, but they lean on each other.
Oh, I like that.
And I really, really, really think that that's the best move, because I don't need Nikki to stand up, and Nikki doesn't need me to stand up. But together we become a stronger shape. Mm-hmm. Like we become the fucking form of the triangle, which is a very difficult maneuver to break up.
Yeah,
offensively.
Because if you have to be home together all the time, and like one partner like really needs to like be physically with the other one, like you start one getting codependent, and two, the other partner gets resentful. Yeah,
it's just, look, sometimes, and this sucks, but sometimes there is a partner who has nothing going on.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And the person who has nothing going on will start to suckle from the teat of the person who has shit going on, and then maybe they start to fucking mirror it or do it as well or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if you have nothing going on that you're passionate about, that's your shit, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
And that's why I think that's why we highly recommend that you live alone for at least like
legit
at least a year of your life.
First.
6 months to a year of your life at a minimum. At a minimum.
Know yourself
in your adult life.
Look, I'm not talking about like, yeah, okay, you got married at 18 and you're like, oh, but I'm happy. We're not talking about you.
Yeah.
We're talking about people who just don't seem to have that understanding of self before they get with somebody else, and they kind of start to merge too early. And
you know what else they start to do is they merge too early. They have all these like arguments and problems and like it, and then they go, they tell their friends are like, oh, Sam over here, and then they just go, well, that's marriage.
Oh, it's
that's marriage, bro.
Well, that's half of our friends.
I know, and then so that's why on Twitter everyone's like, oh, I guess you're not ready to be married then.
Yeah, marriage is misery, bro.
And it's like, it doesn't have to be misery,
bro. It's not.
It really
it's the
doesn't.
best thing that ever happened to me, actually.
And I know what some of you are saying, that like, okay, but you guys don't have kids. Like that really impedes on it. Totally. I'm not going to disagree with that.
We fully agree.
What we're talking about is if you can have a separate space for yourself, if it's a freaking closet, if it's like just something where you have a space that's yours, like where you get ownership, you can decorate it however you want. You can express yourself however you want. You're just free to like be you and not that you can't be you around your partner, but like sometimes you just want that little privacy to like a private moment.
So some bullshit that happened with me and Nikki while we were shopping for our old place was that I was very emphatic about having a room to myself, because at this point I was kind of lashing out basically because I had only had the living room.
Yeah.
Because there was no personal space. It's me and Nikki. We have a bedroom. We have an office that I gave to Nikki. And then,
because I was the only one working from home before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was migrating from the office to home. And then we had a kitchen and the living room. So I was just stuck in the living room, and it wasn't Nikki's fault. It was just what was.
Yeah.
But then, something that I can, because I'm an emotionally intelligent person, I can look back on and go, oh my God, that's exactly what that was. Is just like, so we were getting our condo, which we ended up selling to come here.
Yeah.
To Vegas. But when we were first getting it, Nikki's like, I want to put a guest bed in there. And I was like, no fucking way. Like I lashed out in a way that was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, why? And there was no valid reason.
For what you were asking, it was ridiculous. But looking back, I completely understand now. I just wanted my own space to lay claim to and say, this is mine and I do whatever the fuck I want and it doesn't matter what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a stupid thing, ultimately, like psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand like the behind the scenes, like why.
Yeah.
And so it's easy for me to rationalize it now.
So then I was like, why not the bonus room then?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you be
it was just about, this is my spot and I want to do it my way.
Pete in every corner.
Exactly. But sometimes it just is that.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be rational. It's just this person needs a thing and they're compensating for something else. And I was.
Yeah. For going so long without
that
thing. Because we lived in our apartment for like 3 or 4 years.
And honestly,
4 years.
You could ask Nikki. Once we were there, 2 months later, she like accidentally orders a couch that's too big.
Mm-hmm.
That is also a fold out bed.
Yeah.
And she orders a couch that's too big to go upstairs because we had this 90 degree
it was
angle.
Impossible to get any.
Not interesting to you. But point being, we couldn't get up the stairs, but we still wanted the couch. And so we put it in my office and I didn't even fucking put up a fight at all.
Yeah.
I didn't say one word about it. Because I already had my space. I already felt heard.
Yeah.
And that's what it was about.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, psychologically, that's what it was about. But I didn't know that, when we were in the frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew it later. I was like, God, you're silly. You're a silly man, Steve Green. But, I'm emotionally intelligent enough to look back and know not everyone has that benefit. Not everyone.
I think we're also both, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but we're both creative people. Like you just kind of, it's that creative, like you want a creative space.
Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna go on a break, but when I come back, I wanted to touch on other things that couples fight about that maybe they wouldn't fight so much about if they had an easy solution that's maybe seen as unorthodox.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, people were calling this like unorthodox, and that's why they were against it. But people have been doing this for generations, actually. In fact, my own parents sleep in separate bedrooms because it causes less fights.
Okay.
Well, because my mom snores too loudly, and then my dad has to wake up early, and so he instead of getting angry at her all the time, he just would sleep in a different room.
And before you judge your dad, he wakes up at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's not like he wakes up early, like, oh, he wakes up at 7:45. No, he wakes up at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, and then people's grandparents are like, yeah, my grandma and grandpa did that, and they have a happy marriage. Like almost everyone has a story of their parents or grandparents like also having separate bedrooms and having a happy marriage. So yeah, I think it's totally healthy to have your own spaces.
Dude, I wish I had my own space when I was a kid because my dad snored so loud it echoed through the whole fucking house.
Oh my gosh.
It sounded like a bear in a cave.
He might have some sleep apnea or some problems.
I don't think he does anymore. Guy weighs less than Robin in the fucking 1966 Batman series now because he had diabetes type 2, so he had to fucking basically cure himself.
Could have to do with weight and diet. I heard diet has a lot to do with snoring.
I've heard that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going on a break. Buy whatever we tell you to buy, and then we're going to talk more about when we come back.
BRBs. So me and Nikki, we talk about this quite a bit.
Yeah, we frequently kindly suggest
getting some kind of therapeutic help.
Some licensed therapeutic help.
Yes. And there's nowhere to go that's better than Talkspace. Talkspace is kind of like having a therapist in your pocket. That's why you can, use your phone to reach out to a licensed professional anytime you need them.
And like whatever you're going through, there's a specialized therapist for you. So whether that's depression or anxiety or family issues, marital issues, couples counseling, whatever you happen to be going through, there are specific therapists that can help you out, and they make it really easy to find one that suits your needs, and you can meet up very conveniently through your phone or your computer, like Steve was saying. Also, if you don't like the therapist that you got put with, it's really easy to switch therapists.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. You could have your pajama pants on and still have a very intense conversation with somebody who's listening to you.
When they say mental health is a journey, they mean it. And that's why it's important to prioritize your mental health and wellness every day. When you work on yourself, it really brings positive changes in all areas of your life. The long-term effects of therapy can give you the tools to deal with challenges as they arise. It helps you strengthen your relationships and gives you just a more positive outlook on life. There's no better time to invest in yourself than right now. You're only getting older. No one's getting younger here. Pal?
I'm the oldest I've ever been right now.
Exactly, and the youngest that you'll ever be.
Dang. That's a better way to look at it. Thank you.
Talkspace is the #1 online therapy platform that has thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 specialties, including anxiety, depression, relationships, and more. Your therapist can help you set and achieve your goals, and it's affordable.
Yes, it's a fraction of the cost of in-person therapy. Instead of waiting around for an appointment, you can send unlimited messages to your therapist 24/7, and they're going to engage with you daily 5 times a week.
Exactly. As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $100 off of your first month with Talkspace.
To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com.
Make sure to use the code STDTY to get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show.
That's STDTY and Talkspace.com.
Okay, and we're back. And so the whole, like, I thought that was interesting on Twitter that people were disagreeing about it because, like, it's super healthy to have your own space. And so then I went up and looked, what are the top things that married couples fight about? Because I think that people being on top of each other or that's what's causing a lot of fights. Yeah. And especially in the pandemic where couples weren't used to spending that much time together, we had the benefit of having gone through many years of figuring it out and gotten the solution, and now we work together, we work at home, and we figured out a system. But these couples were just thrown into it. First time ever where they had to spend all this time together, and they were going crazy. Like, a lot of breakups happened during that time.
I know.
So I looked up what other problems what are the top things that people fight about, and yes, housework was one of them.
That's the #1 thing
that we did fight about housework before.
But
what was the solution that we came up with?
Well, I'll tell you. I remember getting married to you, and I remember just thanking God that I got my person, and feeling so fortunate and lucky and everything.
Same.
And then I remember just wanting to defend this house a little bit. And so I Googled, like, hey, what do other people fuck up?
Yeah.
That I could maybe take some defensive measures on. And housework is the biggest one.
I didn't know you Googled it, but I did definitely notice a huge difference because we used to fight about this. Not like getting a lot of fights, but like I would get really annoyed because I felt like the house would be dirty unless I cleaned it.
Yeah.
And then Steve's argument was like, well, like half of it's your mess, and it's like,
not home.
And that's true. But then there was like half of it was your mess. And so it was like, it was just never clean unless one person like cleaned it. And then.
Well, there is a funny thing about Nikki where you can tell where Nikki's been because you can follow her mess.
Yes.
And you will never, ever, 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 ever see my mess outside of my space ever.
But my system is at the end of the day, I do a sweep and clean it all up.
Yeah.
And there's no sweep with you. Like,
fair.
You might go like a week, or I'll ask you if you can help me with the dishes, and it's 3 days go by and the dishes are still there.
Well, that used to be the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm saying that used to be. I said exactly. I would ask it before. And then I remember commenting because people were like, older couples were like, okay, well, after you get married, everyone gets lazy and like people don't, help out as much or whatever. But I noticed the opposite with you. Like, you leveled up after we got married.
Well, I wanted to protect this house.
Yeah.
But also too, it's just this funny thing. I think also it just goes back to like some weird fucking, I think like I had exes, right? Who would tell me what to do. And if I did it, maybe later I felt lame that I did it. And so like I kind of did this overcompensating thing to you inadvertently, not knowing.
Yeah.
But later realizing that like if you told me to do something, I'm not going to fucking snap to and do it. You're not my fucking general. We're not at war.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like actually something that would benefit me personally, like immediately in my life, is if you asked me to do something and I did it immediately, that would benefit me immediately. And it's this weird thing that you fucking realize.
Well, and it was like the thing that we fought about was not who did more housework. The thing that we fought about was that I felt like I needed to clean the house because it was stressing me out, but I didn't have time to clean the house because I was doing 1,000 other things plus wedding planning and all this crazy stuff.
Well, I didn't understand what part of how much it was part of your modeling your process.
Yeah, and then you would offer, what can I do to help? And I would say if you could just do the dishes, that would really help.
And then I get to it in a day. or
2 or 3. Yeah. And then
sure.
I was like, if you weren't going to do it, I would have just rather done it myself, because then it would be out of the way, because it's like in my headspace that it's there. Like, but just having things be a mess around me is like there.
Yeah, and that was my own stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
That I know now, but I didn't know
you totally got rid of that, like, when you got married.
But like I said, and I'm not flexing, sucking my own dick or nothing.
No, growth is beautiful.
No, but it really is just something that you can look back on and see how silly you were being.
Yeah.
And you have the benefit of like looking back, but like not everyone does. So like, there's some guys who are going through this right now, and like maybe can't quite piece those things together yet. Don't know the seed round of like why they are doing this shit to themselves.
Yeah.
And you're doing it to yourself, bro. You're fucking your relationship up with your chick for pride. So it's dumb.
I remember reading an article before we got married. It was actually written by a girl I went to high school with, who I never talked to at all. But I follow her on Facebook. We follow each other on Facebook. And she had written an article about her divorce. And it was about, like, the title was something about a dirty cup in the sink. And it was like, it was never about the dirty cup. It was like,
exactly.
It was about the communication. Yeah. The respect. And like people,
needs.
The spouse being like, it's just a cup, it's just
no, it's not.
And it's like, if that's just a blah, then like, what else don't you respect? And like, it snowballs, and then resentment builds, and people don't release that shit, and grudges start lasting for a long time. And then you start fighting over stupid shit all the time, and you don't know what the root was.
It's wild. And I'm embarrassed that I even participated in it, but you have to know where you fucked up.
Mm-hmm. It's like a reverse engineering.
Yeah, it is.
To get to the solution.
It is, but it is, And look, dude, if you can really fucking man up and just take accountability for your shit, that's where you're going to win the most. Like, and this, by the way, sounds like it's just me kowtowing to Nikki, but it was a very much coming together.
Yeah, totally.
It was a meeting in the middle, big time.
I mean, when we talk about things, it's like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And how can you help me?
Big
like
time.
It's like a bothy.
It's a big time bothy.
I didn't brainstorm on the things that you've come to me about, so I don't have like a moment offhand.
Part of the thing that I like about being a man, is I don't come to you for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I just don't, because I will take that on myself. And it's not a bullshit thing. It's just like, I don't want to bother you with things that I don't have to bother you with. That's all.
I like it when you the times that you have.
And I do.
Yeah.
And I do. But that's a difference now too, is like, I do open up to you about things, but like, it's not just unnecessary things. I'm not fucking crying to Nikki every night.
Yeah.
And even if it's a bad couple of weeks or whatever, I'm not crying to Nikki every night. I just refuse to do that. It's just, it doesn't matter that it's like, oh, well, you need to do it, so you need to show her your tears every night. No, I don't.
No.
I'll let her know what's going on, but I do, by the way, and I do. But I'm not going to show you the full depth of it.
But you're talking about like not relationship stuff though, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
just personal stuff.
But like relationship stuff,
it's all
much
it's all
better
out there.
to like
it's all out there. It's all out there.
Come
100%.
and just hit it head on.
If you don't hit it head on, you're fucking up.
I feel like the few times where it's like you had a problem with me, but I didn't know, and like it took a while to get there, was like you would just like, in my point of view, snap and like in a public space, or like like when we're on a camera or around friends, in like where they think you're joking, but I can tell it turned mean, like you like wanted to get me, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Because there was no conversation, so it just like out of the blue felt like to me.
People are gonna think this is JK too. Is way before JK.
No, way before JK. Where like you would like. Yeah, you would just all of a sudden get mean and like really like pokey at me. Yeah, and I'm like, bro, like ow, like it hurts. Like what the fuck? But I couldn't like address it because we're like with people or whatever. And so then we go home and we have a fight about it. But like I think that you didn't even know the root issue until we dissected it together.
Yes.
And then like it happened multiple times where I'm like, is there a running theme between these times that's maybe like that we have an address that you like want to get off your chest to me.
Yeah.
That like maybe and there were a few like memories that you had like from before we were even dating.
Yeah.
I remember like you telling me about like a time when we weren't even dating, and I made an offhand comment to you about your YouTube videos.
Dude,
and you held on to that.
I don't forget.
And
I don't forget.
you would insult me or try to tear me down in these like subtle ways over and over. I'm like, why do you do that? Like it hurts my feelings. And like, and you finally like realized it was because of this thing I said like back in 2012 before we were even together.
That's what I'm trying. I know people are going to think that we're talking about shit from JK or whatever.
Yeah.
This is so early that you have no idea. But yeah, no, it was, look, I am just one of those people who get motivated like crazy, and I find fuel in anybody who
anger.
doubts me,
yeah.
and I will pour anger on top of it until I get myself to the point where I can say, fuck you, I did it. Fuck you.
But you don't want to do that to your partner.
No, you don't. But that's what I'm saying.
Because it's like,
it was residual because you weren't my partner at the time.
I remember being like, I don't think we're going to make it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because I can't.
Like,
I'm
why
not,
is he
you don't like,
agenda?
it doesn't even seem like you like me sometimes.
Exactly.
And it was just like, because
and I loved you from minute one.
I know. And like, that was what's so confusing because like you, like in most of the moments we were like, I felt so loved, but then like there'd be these weird, like snappy moments. Sure. And it was like, it's so mean and painful. And, and I've seen you be that way with other people who pissed you off.
Yes.
But I didn't.
And you knew the backstory of those.
Yeah. And I knew the backstory, but I didn't know what I had done to scorn you.
And I got revenge on all of them, by the way.
Yes.
There's not one.
And that's why I was like, bro, if you want to destroy me, you won already. So I don't know what else you want.
Yeah.
Like it could just be done. But yeah, so like anyway, reverse engineering things is how we got to that. And the whole point behind that is to like nip it in the bud.
Yes.
Like if it's housework, if it's something that seems silly, it's just a cup in the sink or whatever.
But calling it out is everything.
Calling it out is everything.
Starting the conversation.
And not invalidating it.
Yes.
Like with your partner's like, it's not.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's already the worst. Because I never did that to you.
We didn't have a cup. The frying pan stuff in the beginning.
Wait, the frying pan stuff?
Yeah, when you'd ruin my pans.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, it's just a stupid pan. And it's like, it's not about the pan.
Yeah, that's funny. You're right.
Yeah.
Correct.
But it was like, it was like that. But that was all like first year shit.
Yeah.
So we're lucky enough, fortunate enough. I'm very grateful that we had the awareness, at least, I don't know where it came from, to like do the arrows thing and stuff like that. That
arrows thing just was on a whim.
To be like, yo, this is going off a cliff.
Yeah. Like
if we don't save it now, it's just going to go off a cliff.
What do you think it was, by the way? Because like a lot of people, I think, will hear that. And I've always thought this, actually. I've always wanted to bring this up, but it was never just conjoined perfectly. But like, what do you think it was about you and I that connected us so well that we went through this kind of hellfire?
Yeah.
But like we wanted to make it work so bad. Like, what do you think it was?
Because I think that we both knew the core was there. Yeah. And we were both confused because both of us had gone through long, shitty relationships. Yeah. And I think we both had issues that we were projecting on each other. Yes. But I had just been out of mine longer. Like it had been almost up to a year. Like I had been out of it for a year when I was with you.
And
it
was like 9 days.
And for you, you had 2 weeks. And I had always said in the beginning that I didn't want to date you for 6 months because I just think that people need time to heal from their past relationships. But we also just clicked so fucking hard that it was almost impossible to like try to wait that long. And so it's like, yeah, this core is there. I feel like we relate on every single level, but then like we get in these weird fucking arguments where it just seems like the other person's being petty or stubborn or whatever.
I also think that it like I also just liked you so much that it scared the shit out of me. Like it really, really did. Like it really scared the shit out of me. Only because, you're trying to defend yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Going through like a breakup like I did. And so you're just trying to like stick up for yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you're trying not to give too much power to somebody else.
Exactly.
And I just overcompensated for that at times. And it was no. Like the time where you and I are walking around a mall in like fucking Timbuktu. And you're basically saying like, why don't you ever show me on social media? And that wasn't about like, you want to get numbers up or whatever. No. You're like, why aren't you proud of me? Mm-hmm. And I was scared to say how much you dominated my heart.
Aw.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was like a thing from my previous relationship that he never posted pictures with us together in them, but he would post pictures of himself with other girls that he'd been with or girls that he was cheating on me with, but
Which I never do.
Never me.
I would never do.
No, I know, but
yeah,
it was
I know.
It was
I know.
like this. I don't want to revert back to that or project this onto you, but like, why don't you ever put me in your pictures?
It was a great question, and it made me wonder myself, and it made me confront myself with that, and then it was never a problem again. But you have to ask those tough questions, otherwise, like, you're just faking it the whole way through.
Yeah, and it might sound silly, like, oh, he doesn't put me in his pictures or whatever, but it's not. It's not silly.
Everything sounds silly,
but there's
the underlying thing is not silly at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's not about the picture.
Yeah, the scaffolding is everything.
Exactly.
But people miss that. They'll just like laugh at the.
So I think that's what it was. Is that our core of who we are? We knew. I don't know, subconsciously or like, but it was in alignment. And so it's like, why is this so in alignment, but all this shit's not working?
I know.
Like, we're fighting every day.
Because of how easy it is now, I know for a fact that that's what it was back then. But like, that's looking back again. Like, we have the
hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, it really is easy.
Yeah. But a lot of people, I feel like they go too far and they go past the point of no return.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to save it after. So
or they break trust.
Yeah.
If you did that, it's over.
Yeah, definitely.
And same vice versa.
And that's why I feel like this is good because, like, if you're single right now or you're just starting out, like these are really good things to know right off the bat. Like, we didn't have anyone that told us things right off the bat. It was just kind of like, well, that's what happens after you're with people for so long. And it's like, no, it's not healthy, actually.
But the best thing is, we did unhealthy things to each other at times, but we never broke trust.
Yeah.
So we survived because the fundamentals were there.
Yeah, because the things that we valued were the same.
Yeah.
We value loyalty. We value trust. We value integrity.
Yep.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And so those things would never be broken
ever were
because
fucked with.
They're both in each of us have those same core values. So those could never. It's just impossible for those things to be broken.
Yep.
And so I think that's another thing is that finding someone who shares the same values because not everyone's like that. No. Some people are like, yeah, everyone cheats and like they're
everyone
okay
cheats,
with their partner cheating and it's normal.
It's just reality.
Yeah.
So like accept reality. It's like no,
well, it's not my reality.
No, fuck you.
I'd rather be single forever than be in a relationship.
I will literally never deal with that.
Nope.
Thanks. Bye.
So housework was one of them. Money, finances.
Yeah. Well, that one's easy now.
We never really fought about money.
Fuck no.
No, but that is like one of the number one things people fight about.
Yeah.
And I've kind of asked questions of people who have fought about money before, and some people it's like a form of control, or lack of control.
Yeah.
Where one person makes all the money, so they think they have the control, or they get resentful because they're bringing home all the money, and the other person, is.
The trick is to just honestly wait long enough, and then you don't have to worry about money. Just spend your wife's money.
Spend your wife's money.
That's it. Because like my wife is the only person who makes money, and I don't even make any money at all whatsoever.
So stupid.
Zero. I make zero money, and so I just spend my wife's money. It's awesome.
I think that.
Somebody tweeted me that, and I was just laughing.
Oh, that's funny.
It was great.
That's so dumb.
Like, yeah, Steve got wrecked on crypto. It's nice to spend his wife's money. That's what's going on over there. I'll tell you that. And I'm like, dude, you are a gem. Please never stop.
About a marriage,
tweeting.
it's like if you brought the money, that's your money. Like it's not like as if it's like not going in a joint account. Like it doesn't matter if it goes
They're
from
saying it's your money that's going into our joint account. I don't make any money.
So stupid.
It's amazing.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
So
there it is. It's a fact.
I put the food on the table. That is my job. And that's what I like. As a woman, that's my job.
And as a man,
my job is to
eat
take
the food.
care and protect.
That's right.
My man.
It's my job to wear the velour and eat the food.
He demands steaks every day. It's freaking expensive.
I'm not going to deal with less.
Men are expensive, man.
I won't deal with less. My dad, you know what? My father dealt with less, and I won't. Shit's incredible. The narratives that people come up with on the internet are so incredible I want to protect them forever.
I know.
I do.
So sad. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've always talked. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just don't. They don't listen to our stuff, so it's whatever. Because we definitely put it out there that when we first got together, I had 89 cents in my account, and then there was times where you didn't get. Like you were people owed you checks, like huge checks for screenwriting, and they were late. And I had money coming in. And so it's always been a partnership financially. Always. Like no one got with someone for their money. Like even when I had 89 cents in my account, it's not like Steve was hella rich. He had a freaking air mattress as a bed. So it's it's not like he was like.
I was balling it pretty hard.
He was balling it. Yeah. But he was making a decent. Livable wage.
Like 1.2, 1.3
but neither of us were like with each other for the money. So that's number one. I think that some people are with people for the money.
They are, yeah.
So maybe this is something that you would fight about eventually.
Go for it. That's your preference.
I think combining finances was hard, but we also had our roles figured out already. Like I always managed the finances. My dad's a CPA. My mom's the vice president of a bank.
But
it just
that makes
comes
everyone
easy.
But now they all know the truth. I don't even know. I don't even know.
You don't even know. Well, you don't make any money, so
I don't make money.
I mean, what money would you manage anyway?
That's it.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's easy.
There you go.
I wear the velour. I eat the steak.
Basically, like we put all our money in one account, and then I set the budget for us based on all the bills we have to pay, our current lifestyle. If we're going out to eat a lot, do we like that? Do we like?
Yep.
Do we value date nights and like taking Postmates? Or would we like to cut back and like reserve that budget for something else, And so we have discussions about like where we want to put our money, and then I come up with the budget. And it's not like we even like adhere to like, oh, we're this much over budget or whatever. Like it's just like a rough number of like, okay, when it gets to this level, I kind of start freaking out a little bit, but it's all manageable.
The whole time about it.
But we communicate the whole time.
Which
if
I recommend to everybody, by the way.
One person wants if someone wants to buy something, it's over a certain amount. We have a discussion about it.
We talk about it every time.
There's really, I think if one person's managing the finances well, then no need to ring the alarms. But if something goes haywire, like all of a sudden you guys are upside down on money, like
all I know is I got wrecked on crypto, and when I go downstairs, I can trip and fall over all the things that you were able to buy with all my crypto.
Yeah, you're walking down my stairs.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got a lot of cool shit. I probably got more than Steve. I made out so good.
Casio G-Shock. I look again, putting the woman first. I fucking got you everything you ever fucking wanted with my cryptos.
Not everything.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
I want an in-ground spa.
Just wait.
But anyway,
I already got the moves lined up. You're all good.
So people, some people that thought about money demanded to keep their bank accounts separate because they felt like they were being too controlled. They wanted their own money.
That's interesting.
I know.
I can't imagine how you're not doomed, but I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not fair for me to imagine that.
It's like, ask your wife for an allowance. I don't understand.
Yeah, just say, hey, wife, I need more money this week.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And she'll go, for what?
I say my silver velour tracksuit.
I go, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, see, it's
sexy as hell.
Yeah, see, it's $6,500. It's easy. I got a $500 discount on it. It was $7,000.
I made it in poker. It's
fine.
Thank you. And then if anything major happens, we just work as a team to solve it financially. So we haven't really thought about that.
We've actually done so well at that it's wild.
Yeah.
Anytime we had any challenge, we just immediately are like, yep, this is how it is now. Fuck it. We're doing it together. 100%.
Sometimes you feel the tightness, you feel the pull. You're like, how's everything going to come together? And it just does.
Yep.
Another thing people fight about is physical intimacy.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Like, like
boning.
Their partner can't
boning.
Doesn't bone them.
Doesn't bone them good.
Doesn't bone them good enough.
Pathetic.
I feel like we had some fights about this against a carryover from my previous relationship where in the beginning I felt like in my past relationship the only time I got like attention or felt close to my partner, it was like when we were intimate, and then we weren't for a long time.
Yeah.
And so it was like kind of like, I don't know, I always felt like too needy, and so I was like trying not to be that way with you, but then we would go like a week and it'd be like, oh my God, like what's going on? And then I talked about it with you.
Yeah.
But now, like, I don't even think about it.
I don't either.
Because I feel intimate with you regardless.
On
like
such a deep level, it's wild.
On such a deep level. Yeah. And like, even like this morning we were cuddling in bed, you know, and our timing has been off sex-wise in the past, like where like you are busy and then I'm busy and then one person's sick and then the other person's sick and like we just can't get it
COVID
together.
Was fun.
It's not that neither of us want it, like both of us want it. So in the past, like when I want it and they say they want it but we're not doing it, I'm like, that's sus.
Yeah.
How do both of us want it and then we're not doing it? Yes. But with us, I don't feel that way.
Same.
It's like, yeah, both of us, I don't feel like he doesn't want it.
It's the opposite. I just feel I've never been more connected to somebody in my whole life.
So I have to flash him my boobs.
Yeah, she flashes
to wear bike shorts around the house.
I see the bikey shorts. I get excited about it.
To wear black underwear.
It's an exciting time.
Yeah. I mean, how am I gonna lock this stud down?
That's what I'm trying to say. People know.
I send him texts saying, give me the dick, and I send an eggplant emoji.
I like that. And the face emoji was good too.
Yeah, the face that's like.
Yeah, that was good. She had a really wide mouth there.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that I understand. People were like, after marriage, the sex goes down.
I've always heard that. I understand it in a way. Mm-hmm. But I've never felt more connected to you.
Same.
Than not just getting married to you, but every year that we've been married.
Yeah, it's goes up.
Wild.
Exponentially.
Wild. And every time anything happens, it doesn't matter what it is, too. I just feel more connected to Nikki because of the time that we've been together. A decade.
Yeah.
A decade.
And we've done episodes on this before about like, you know, putting some spice in your sex life if you like need to rev things up between you or something like that. Like sometimes it just takes like or date nights, you know, carving out romantic times, because we haven't had a date night in a while.
I know we haven't.
And that's
you had WSOP.
I had WSOP and it was taking up forever. And then before that you had your crypto run. And so just, you know, again, timing, but we have not ever thought about that. No. It's like a understanding, like a deep level of understanding.
It's like we haven't been getting able to eat dessert as much.
Yes.
Like it just feels like
when you're grinding
it's a treat.
And you're passionate about something and grinding, like both of us understand that feeling that it has nothing to do with the partner.
Nothing.
It has nothing to do with Steve.
But when we do get to hang, it's a treat.
It's so fun.
Like we've been doing Survivor nights.
Yep.
And that has been just honestly like the best part of my week, honestly.
And that's what I was trying to get with the separate rooms thing. It's like, it's not like you never see your partner. It's just like, as exciting as it was when you're dating, where 100%. Like when you get to have away time from your partner, it makes those moments you hang out more special and more like planned and like not just because you're there, you know, you don't like take it for granted that your partner's just there physically all the time and they're always there, so it's not special anymore. It's like, no, you had your time away and now you come together and it's really exciting to hang out.
And because we have our own things going on, it does feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I'm fucking diving into Nikki's poker scene and being like, hey, I want to play poker tonight. Or Nikki's not diving in my crypto scene. Like it's like we both are independently doing our thing, but when we see each other, it's a fucking treat.
Yeah, exactly.
And we see each other every day, all day, but it's like,
and it's never like,
it's when it's hang time.
Get out of my space, man.
No, but when it's hang time and we know it's hang time, it's exciting because I can't wait to talk to her. She's my best friend in the world.
He showed me his. So I don't know if I can talk about it.
You can, of course you can.
He showed me his dick. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
he showed me his Batman. He would never show me his dick. He showed me his like 2 Batman comics that he bought that are all in like plastic and they're like 1989 and it was like really special to him. And he's like, I can't show anyone else because you're my best friend. So like cute. I thought that was so yeah. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, I don't show everyone my Batman. I'll tell you that.
I know.
Exactly.
I don't show everyone my crystal collection.
We're out of time.
But yeah, I was just saying that. So the living room is like a shared space, and it's like we have our spaces away from each other, and then we come to the living room, and we're both home all day. But like, it's not like you have to
that's
on top of each other.
That's the funniest part too. Is we should be on top of each other, but we're not.
Well, I'm like above you.
Yeah,
I'm not on top of you.
You are.
My office is like above your office.
Yeah.
But the last thing that couples fight about, because it was a top 5 list, which kind of ties into you know, I guess like the not having date night things is the extended family, and I would say friends. I would say friends too.
Okay.
So we also got really lucky there.
Yeah.
This is all variance too, by the way. Like I
know,
freaking hit the jackpot.
Bro. We did
with extended family and friends.
I love my in-laws.
I love my in-laws. They love me.
Yeah,
his in-laws love him. I've never felt more like
I love your old man. I love your mom.
Our families are so similar that it doesn't feel like I'm like with someone else's family. No. I feel like it's my extended family.
Yeah.
And then friendship wise, we've also had the benefit of like pretty much having mutual friends the entirety of our relationships. Yeah. There's no like you have a guy group that you've hung out with since college and like you have bro night and they're
I had those guys, but I brought you into the fold with them. That's my fantasy football league. Yeah, I know, but exactly.
But so I'm just saying
even the barrier that maybe existed, I wanted you to be involved with because it's so fun with them.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like better with you involved.
Yeah.
But so you're involved in my fantasy football league that's like the longest I've done anything in my life.
Yeah.
Is this fantasy football league I've had with the boys from the Tubes. Mm-hmm. And that's been, 12 years?
Yeah.
And you're in it. So,
but it would be way different if I didn't know them because I don't know if I would have felt as comfortable joining.
Yeah.
They were all YouTubers. Exactly. I knew all of them.
But you were not involved.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, and it's better with you.
But I never
felt all of them would say
never felt like I had to put up with your friends. So there are couples where the guy feels like they have to put up with her friends or vice versa. And we've never had that.
No. Well, I've had to put up with your friends, but it's the night that you guys all get drunk together and I have to deal with it.
Yes.
And that's your birthday. And you deserve it.
And it's my fucking birthday.
That's right.
So you got to deal with it.
But Nikki and her friends, when they're all drunk together, it's very annoying. Fucking annoying.
And then we laugh about how annoying we're being.
They know they're annoying.
We know we're annoying.
But they're so fucking annoying. And I have to drive them around and do all these things and take them to Taco Bell and all this stuff after we go to karaoke. So fucking annoying. But I love this stupid bitch the whole time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. But they're so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my TED Talk.
And he loves them.
I do. I love them. I love them. I love them so much. I love Nikki's friends.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
they've accepted me too the whole time. Yeah, it's been amazing. Especially probably that third year, I think. Because they're kind of wary.
Yeah.
And they liked me. I could tell they liked me a lot. I could tell. Yeah. But they're like,
it's because
they pulled me aside, mm-hmm. I think, and were like, yo, you're the guy.
Yeah. And you really were the guy. Because it's just like with my dad, he didn't like any of my boyfriends, but he loved you.
And I'm the guy.
He loved you right off the bat. I mean, I've never seen him go hang out at Costco with one of my boyfriends. I know.
We go to Best Buy, we go to Costco.
And he's excited about it.
Same.
When he came over at our condo and I was filming Big Mood, he went and hung out with you in your office and you guys watched football together.
2 hours. Yeah, we watched football for 2 hours. And you know what? The best thing about hanging out with your dad is I could talk about football for 2 hours and not worry because he knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love it when guys know what the fuck they're talking about with football, especially because that's my second love.
Yeah, I have never seen my friends or family
your ma too
open up arms.
Your ma and me.
Yeah,
we caught on like a couple of kids.
Totally.
Years ago, before me and Nikki, I even got to interact.
The first day that I met Steve, he didn't remember meeting me, of course.
I don't remember.
But he remembers meeting my mom.
Because they hung out much fun
the whole time.
I had so much fun with Nikki's mom. I'm not kidding. So I was with my ex at the time and I don't know, she's working the room or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably trying to, make sure that she's in a bunch of YouTube videos down the road. But I got to sit with your ma, who I wasn't going to get YouTube videos out of. We just had a great time. So it was just fun to hang out with somebody so sarcastic.
Yeah, she made fun of your long legs.
She was making fun of everything. And I was like, man, this chick is a fucking bird. She's an old bird. She's like a little chirpy bird.
You called my mom old, I'm telling.
She'll call herself old at this point.
That's true.
I've known her long enough. But no, I had so much fun with her. And that was the other thing too, is in a room where I could have been working in a room to get opportunities and blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
I would have.
We met at a movie premiere, by the way. Yeah. That we were all involved with.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was so much happier hanging out with your sarcastic mom
mm-hmm.
than working the room and blah blah blah, context blah 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 blah.
I remember watching you. The reason I remember you the most was one, you asked annoying trolley questions during the Q&A part.
Thank you. I did.
And I thought it was funny.
I took none of it seriously.
I know. And nobody should. And I thought it was funny.
Ever.
I said I thought it was funny.
Thank you.
And
the pageantry is nuts.
And so I was like, oh, that guy's like really sarcastic and funny. My type of humor.
Yeah.
And then we went to Johnny Rockets after, and you were dancing with your ex to a jukebox song.
50 songs.
And I was like, dang, he's funny and he's romantic. And maybe that was the seedling of a crush I developed. But at the time, I was going through a distancing with my 5-year relationship where I found we were talking about getting married, but I found myself questioning if he was the type of guy that I would want to spend forever with.
For sure.
And it was so when I would see, you stood out to me because when I would see someone who was more the type of person that I would want to spend forever with, like even just those qualities, I was trying to because I try and put my finger on why I didn't want to be with him forever, because it made sense on paper. Like it made sense, like we got along, we had similar values, he understood me and all this stuff, but then I just couldn't put my finger on why I wasn't attracted to him anymore. And like I wouldn't admit it at the time that I wasn't attracted to him, but I was like, what am I attracted to? And I remember that night and you asking those sarcastic questions and then you dancing with your girlfriend, and I couldn't picture my boyfriend doing either of those things that I really liked.
Yeah.
And I really thought was attractive. And I was just, you probably don't remember because I didn't talk to you very much. I didn't talk to anyone that much. And I talk about this all the time, how I'm like pretty introverted, and in a group setting, especially, like I just will sit and watch people.
That makes sense.
I like to sit and watch people and observe people.
I was watched by you for a while apparently, because I definitely am a one.
I mean, I introduced myself to you, but I didn't. It's not like we talked.
Yeah. Well, I'm a one-track pony, dude.
Yeah.
If I got my person, I'm locked in.
And so am I. That's why I didn't see it as like sexual attraction. Yeah. It was more just like, aw, I wish my boyfriend would do that.
Makes sense.
You know, like that kind of thing.
But to complete my thought, I wanted to have sex with your mother.
I knew it.
Really badly. And
that is the end of our episode. So thank you for joining. We never fight. I'm going to talk to you right after this.
No, we're not going to talk after this. I got to go to my room. I got to go to my room, my safe place.
You motherfucker, literally.
Room. You said it's my safe room. You promised.
I'm taking the door off.
Don't take it.
I'm taking the door off.
Can I have beads? Can I have door beads?
Negotiable.
Okay. Can I have those plastic flaps that butchers have?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so door beads are better. Okay, got it.
I think this would be a weird hippie room, but butcher.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, butcher. Yeah. I said butcher, huh? I should have fucked up there.
Even like you call it grocery. That's like where the bathroom is in the grocery store.
Exactly. The plastic flaps. Like, why are we walking through this? And why do we walk through them face first? Why do they have to hit our face for us to go to the bathroom? Always odd.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I think that it brought up an interesting people fight about not having their own space, yet they won't accept that it's kind of healthy to have your own space. It's like they wouldn't accept
It's like
both.
They're insecure about it, and they won't just fucking say that. It's weird. People are weird.
People are weird. Yeah. And they're like, well, my parents didn't do that.
It wouldn't be that much better if I had it. I promise it wouldn't be that much better if I had it. I don't even need to find out. Okay, dude, you got it all figured out.
And people were like making other arguments like, oh, yeah, that's a waste of money. Yeah. That's a waste of money to get an extra bedroom. Okay, it's like, well, you can just find a place. You can. It took us a year to get our condo because I was like, I have this criteria. I need this criteria to be fulfilled. But so I was like, what other things do people fight about that maybe they don't have to fight about? Maybe if they just had, do we fight about those things? And what did we do to not fight about those things? Yeah. So we dissected that today, and I hope you got something out of it. If not, throw this episode in the garbage. I don't care. But go visit our Patreon, patreon.com/sticky, STIKKI. Also, if you're into poker, you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/tricknicks. Put that in the description, Mark. And
hey, are you going to do anything poker-wise on our Patreon?
Yes.
I'm excited about it.
Mm-hmm. You should be.
I am.
So check it
Also,
out.
Crypto Corner's killing the fucking game.
Yes.
Again, we're coming back, baby.
And that is on our Patreon.
And listen, dude, I'm not going to brag too hard right now, but there's going to be some Return of the King memes coming up pretty soon.
Wow.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Because
you heard it here first.
I'm on the fucking march.
Okay.
I'm fucking doing it again. People are missing it. Everyone's falling asleep. At the wheel, I am fully in control, locked in behind the wheel, and I'm a fucking juggernaut.
And then you can spend your own money.
Oh, yeah. Eventually.
Maybe you can spend your own money.
Imagine. So funny. All right.
All right.
We love you guys.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.